Ilhan Omar is furious. And why is she furious? She's furious because the blacks have refused to help her out as the deportation issue gets heated up. Now, let's delve into it. If you're coming across our videos, remember to watch the video to the end so you get the real gist.
Yo, Minnesota was promised to us Somalis 3,000 years ago. And if you disagree, you're an anti-Christian bigot and you need help immediately. Also, if you read Genesis 12:3, it says that those who bless Somalis will be blessed, and those who try to harm them will bring harm upon themselves. I didn't say that. Genesis 12:3. Just saying.
I've been saying that Black Americans don't have allies for the longest, right? Now, this proves my point. Out there in Minnesota, a young Black mother was looking for a daycare to put her children. What do you know? The Somalis run a 24-hour daycare, but when she get there, they don't want to give her a tour. They don't want to service her. And she says,
I tried to send my child to one of the 24-hour daycare centers because it was the only 24-hour daycare in Minnesota. The Somalis would not give me a tour. They did not want me to bring my kids to their daycare. It was because they was doing daycare fraud. Come to find out, another thing with them, they made it very clear their only agenda is to benefit the Somali community.
you know, most of these immigrants, they come here, they don't come here to ally with us Blacks. They don't come here to be our friends. They don't come here to service us. They don't come here to be around us. They come here to use America for whatever they can get out of it. That's something that we all have to remember because that's what it is. You open a business here in America, then it's for everyone. You service everyone. You don't come to America to only service your own people. And that's one of the biggest issues that white Americans and Black Americans have with all immigrant groups right now in America. You guys come here and you don't even play by the rules because before you had your own place, before you had your own little cities and towns, you had to come to our cities and towns. Guess what? You got all the services you need. So that's one of the biggest issues that Black Americans have with all immigrants. You guys come here, you think you're better than us. You don't treat us with any kind of respect. You don't respect our history. You don't respect our language. You don't respect our country. You don't respect us at all, but yet you expect us to respect you. You expect us to put our bodies on the line when ICE is chasing your ass down the street. No, sir, it's never happening again. Believe me, Black Americans do not have any allies, and we need to start marching and acting like it and voting and standing on that too.
There's a lot of African Americans, right? They're like so hateful on TikTok. Let me remind you of all the African American. There was a time where police were unaliving a lot of African Americans. But when it comes to the state of Minnesota, the Somali people that you guys spewing so much hate on. Let me tell you about what happened during George Floyd. When George Floyd happens, we understood that when you come for one Black man, you're coming for all of us. And we stood by them. We raised our voices. There's no way anybody who were among those protesters can say that Somali people were not among them. We were among them. We raised voices. We chanted Black Lives Matter with our chest open wide. So for you all to just come at us like that when we support it, that's insane. That's insane. Oh my God. Stop it.
Deportation fears are rising, and the reaction is getting intense. Communities are speaking out. Leaders are responding. Pressure for answers is building fast. With Ilhan Omar now at the center of the conversation, emotions are running high across the board. Welcome to our channel. This is where we keep it real. We respond, we comment, we give you real analysis with no noise. This video is for commentary, analysis, and public discussion based only. So, what's actually happening? And why is this situation sparking such strong reactions right now? Let's break it down. Original credit to creators whose video will be used for this illustration and example.
Most people understand why I said that's none of my business on my last video when it came to what Donald Trump said. And but for those who are on my YouTube channel talking about why are you saying it's none of your business, it's not any of my business. I voted for Kamala Harris, and it looks like the population up there withheld their votes because of what was going on with Israel and Gaza. They withheld their votes, a lot of them. A lot of them voted for Harris, but a lot of them put their votes on Trump, and they withheld their votes from Harris. So that's why I say it's none of my business. Here's some pictures though, because that's who they wanted in power, and that's who they got. It's none of my business.
There's a lot of African Americans, right? They're like so hateful on TikTok. Let me remind you of all the African American. There was a time where police were unaliving a lot of African Americans. But when it comes to the state of Minnesota, when George Floyd happens, we understood that when you come for one black man, you're coming for all of us. And we stood by them. We raised our voices. We chanted Black Lives Matter with our chest open wide. So for y'all to just come at us like that when we support it, that's insane.
The Somalis of Feed Our Future used George Floyd to scam Minnesota Department of Education. He was a key element around that time when the racial tensions was pretty intense in this country and they had Black Lives Matter going on. This was the rise of Feed Our Future. So in the process of them falsifying all these documents, Minnesota Department of Education noticed some red flags. There was just sites popping up everywhere and inconsistencies with their paperwork. And MDE, Minnesota Department of Education, was like, know what? We're going to stop funding some of these sites because they were over supervising those sites, and they're the ones that sent the funds out because they noticed some red flags. But because of all the racial tension back then in 2020, that was the height of everything, Feed Our Future was like, you know what? We're going to sue the Department of Education. So this judge ordered MDE to continue to release the funds and accept new sites. Mind y'all, this was the epicenter of where everything happened at. Minnesota was the epicenter, even though these sites was feeding more kids than the kids existed in Minnesota. So George Floyd was just a tool, one of the tools they used to their advantage. One thing I do agree with her on is allyship is transactional.
Somalis are not black. Let me explain why. Looking at me right now, chat, am I black? I'm literally brown. I'm literally brown, bro. Think about it as well. Somalis are Arabs. We're in the Arab leagues. We speak the Arab language. We eat the Arab food. Bro, think about it like this, bro. If a whole community doesn't regard themselves as black, we can't be black, bro. Somalis are Arabs, bro. Think about it, bro. We're in the Arab leagues. We speak the Arab language, bro.
Do you guys think St. Cloud has been taken over by Somalis?
Hell yeah.
How do you guys feel about the Somali takeover?
It's just that it's overpopulated.
Do you feel like they're going to eventually overpopulate the Americans here?
Yeah, they definitely will.
And did you guys vote for them to come here? As far as did you guys have to pass any legislation in order to receive them?
No.
In your personal opinion, what's the biggest issue with them being here inside of you guys' city?
Driving. It's always a car crash for no reason.
Robbing people.
Yeah, definitely crime. Pirates.
And the correlation between the Somalis and Muslims, are the majority of them all Muslims?
Yeah.
So
Y'all heard what he said, that the influx of Somalians are gradually pushing Americans out of Minnesota. And we've seen this happen before. You could take Los Angeles. It used to be 20% Black Americans. Now it's barely 7% because the influx, the people that they brought in. Look at New York City, same thing. You'll be rare to see a Black American somewhere in New York City because the influx of immigrants pushed out Black Americans. Why is it that, all these accommodation for them, government assistance program, all these special housing programs for them have to come at the expense of Black Americans being displaced in our own country? Now, white Americans are also feeling it. They're being displaced in their own country where you have to out-migrate. You got to migrate out of the places that you were originally, where you have a generational tie to. Now you got to move, right? Because you don't have these programs supporting you like they have those programs supporting them. Or even if they are available to you, you don't know nothing about it, but they're informed. So you see this already happened. This happened in Los Angeles. This happened in New York City. Now it's about to happen in Minnesota.
This is bigger than headlines. It's about policy, it's about impact, and how communities respond under pressure. What do you think? Drop your thoughts below. Keep it respectful. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay informed. Now, the footages you're seeing are gotten from different individuals. sharing their own opinion about what they think about this current situation at hand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye for now.